Let's get to the CME Group. Meantime, Rick Santelli, the Santelli Exchange, with a look at today's jobs data. Rick, I know you're doing some math as well.
Yes, and let's start out with just the data. What I find fascinating is we all know that markets get a bit twisty, curvy, a bit weird lately with all the different crosswinds. But today at 8:30 Eastern, when that better data hit, 171,000, 84,000 in revisions to the last 2 months being positive. What did we see? We saw interest rates go up, pre-opening stock market go up in the futures markets, and we saw the dollar index go up. Now, granted, it's a Friday, weekend, election. Once that 15 minutes passed, the markets got to their own specific work. The only market that seems to be holding on to what was a very logical response in the market, dollar index. But a lot of things happened this morning. You know what? You know what they say about messengers? This morning when I held up this sign on Squawk Box, I was that messenger. You know what they do to messengers. So exactly what does minus 61,000 mean? And why was everybody in that panel so unhappy when I held up that sign? Well, a little bit has to do with the Excel spreadsheets. You can't read that. But you see the yellow highlights? That's 45 months of non-farm establishment job change on a monthly basis, BLS website. Okay? Now, let's go to the board. If we look at February 09, we axed January of 09 because the president wasn't sworn in. And I'll tell you what, whether you talk about Clinton jobs created, Reagan jobs created, the stock market, or jobs, you always look at the 4 years in office of the president at the time. Now, this president is going to get kudos, at least on net change, for the equity markets. Now, you could say, well, it was the Fed. It doesn't matter. What goes into the books? Well, here's what's going to go into the books. This is right off their website. Starting in Feb 09, I went down, down, down. Here's the most recent three numbers. You can see 171,000 today. 148, well, that was revised up 34. Previous month, August, was up 50 on its revision. If you didn't include these revisions, that was my minus 61,000. You added everything up with the old numbers, minus 61. But with these revisions, of course, we added 84. So that means before the data was released, we were up 23. If you add 171, we're now up 194,000. So in the record books for the 45 months since this administration has been in office, that's the net job creation from the establishment survey on the BLS's own website. If you don't like the establishment survey, look at the household survey. I haven't not been on an exchange floor since 1979 for an employment report and for Fed meetings, and I've always looked at the establishment survey. Carl, it's all yours.
Rick, I can't argue with the numbers, and that video from this morning has gone absolutely viral. We'll come back to you in a little bit.